Welcome to the Dissertation Logistics crash course. Today we're going to cover some key items such as the dissertation backward map. How do we start with the end in mind and then go step by step to your successful defense of your dissertation. Also, how to build a dissertation committee, how to get one, what are the roles and functions. Credit hours and how to dose those across your coursework, across your semesters so that they time at the end just right. And then also timelines for graduation target dates such as December, something like that. We'll have a mapping and a sampling for that for you too in this video. So let's dig in. The ALSI backward map for dissertations, we start with the end in mind. So how do we get there? The first thing then would be to take this very class, this Intro to Research seminar. Then we'll pick us a topic for our dissertation, what is worthy of pursuit. Then we'll plan a pilot study, which lets us make all the mistakes that we want to make before we go live for real. The next step is to test that pilot, of course, lean into all the errors and mistakes and mishaps. We refine and reflect so that we have an even better, faster, stronger project to launch when we go for real. So those are our first steps. We're going to revisit this backward map and add some steps just in a few moments. Those are our first 4 steps to success. The pilot is crucial to your success. That's something we've integrated in the last few years, and it's been very successful in inviting errors as opportunities for a better dissertation when we go for real. So what does a chair and a reader team look like when you build a committee? So you are being surrounded by a lot of support in the ALSI program. Your chair is typically your topic and content expert. They have a background, a reservoir of knowledge in that area. They can help you find ammunition, gather ammunition, make sense of it. But we also want readers who are support team members to play specific roles as well. Ideally, you'd have a reader who would play the writing role to help you get those chapters smooth, have them be symphonic, have them be robust. But then you also want another reader to play the role of game maker. What that is a method man, somebody who can help build the rules to your game, such as I want to do a mixed methods study, or I'd like to do ex post facto data analysis. I'd like to do focus groups. So a game maker can make sure that methodologically it is sound, it is doable, it is realistic, it is accurate. All of these experts are the confluence onto your own project that make you successful along the way. So building a committee is very, very important. Let's take a deeper look into committees. So we have some Q&A here that usually comes up from new ALSI students. So how do you get a committee? We are responsible for helping you build a committee, not only recruiting chairs who align with your topic and expertise, but also recruiting readers who can play those roles we mentioned just before. So it's not your job to build a committee alone. We have the infrastructure in place to help you do that. Committee decorum. There's certain ways that we do business here in terms of a committee and how it works. So everything goes through the chair. That is sort of the hierarchy, right? So all questions, all concerns, straight through the chair, and the chair can then ask the program director if they need any clarification and things like that. So everything goes to the chair first, all rough drafts, all what ifs, and then that filtering system then gets down to the readers who help in different ways. So what is a reader's responsibility? They're usually on the side, sort of these ancillary folks who can play those roles that we mentioned, such as writer or game maker, and they dabble here and there, but you and the chair really are the core of the team. So we do have, in certain cases, a matching quality that really, really works and helps each other thrive. It's our job to help you match with a committee chair and also committee members that are all on board for you. They're sold out to you. But there are times when there are conflict, and again, any of that conflict, we go straight to the chair. We have done, over the last few years, so many dissertation projects without any conflict whatsoever because we have such a supportive team here in the College of Education. But it does happen, but there are protocols in place. So let's take a look at dissertation credit hours. So you have 12 hours built into your ALSI hourly coursework, and dissertation research is focused on 12 of those hours. So you want to space those hours according to your desired timeline. A lot of folks take 1 or 2 at a time after their first or second semester is completed, and they dose those and space those out across their time so they can ease the monetary load, but also they could save and bank some hours for the future too, just in case. So we backward map our dissertation credits from our desired graduation date, and we hold a few of those hours just in case. And we take the final remainder of those in that last semester, whatever semester that may be, whether it's spring, summer, or fall. So those hours are dosed and spaced all the way throughout your program, and your chair can help you and guide you as to how many to take when. So let's go revisit our backward map for dissertations. We took a look at our first 4 steps. Now we're going to add the rest to show you the 10-step path to victory. So step 5, with your chair's guidance, after you've had a pilot and you've made some reflections and you've refined some things, you've rebuilt some things, with your chair's guidance, you're going to go ahead and write chapter 2. A lot of this may have been structured already because you've built the pilot, but here's where we're going to go full out and write a 25, 30, 35-page deep dive lit review. Notice we don't start with chapter 1. We actually start with chapter 2. All we really need is a problem, purpose, and research question. Then we are able to jump into chapter 2. And we want to let that chapter 2 guide and tinker with our problem, purpose, and research statement as we read, as we encounter new research, conflicting data. So chapter 2 is really the foundation of everything. And with your chair, you'll next write chapter 3, which is the rules to your game. For instance, you'd like to do a focus group with middle school teachers, or perhaps you'd like to run a t-test of some kind, pre and post. So your chair and your committee members can help you design that game. And then you'll write chapter 1. Chapter 1 is where we really narrate fully our final notion of our problem, purpose, and research question or questions. Step 6, we propose or present a revised chapter 1 through 3 to your full committee. Some universities call this a prospectus, chapters 1 through 3. Really what this is a pregame where we present in a very specific way. Notice we've got a time-stamped guide on how to present the overview of the 3 chapters so that your committee can help rebuild it, revise it. It's a full stop check before we go out and do the actual study. So the proposal is very important because we get crucial feedback on what to do before we go live. Step 7, once you get clearance from your proposal, from your committee, you can submit your IRB, meaning the university has sanctioned and sponsored and greenlit your research out in the field. Step 8, you actually go conduct your experiment, whether it's those focus groups I mentioned or those pre-post tests with 3rd graders for some sort of literacy related topic. Step 9, you gather data and you write those final 2 chapters, chapters 4 and 5. Finally, the big victory, you defend your dissertation. And that is the 10 steps to success from the very beginning in this class here, in this research seminar, all the way to the end. And so let's do our final look at a timeline for this crash course here. So if you wanted to graduate in a December timeline, for example, we have some things that are very important to understand about how the timeline works. So really, if you want to graduate in December, you need to be completed and defended of your whole project, whole dissertation by mid-October. So we have to backward map some things to make sure you hit the timeline that you want. Because November 30th typically is the final day to submit a revised dissertation after the defense to the grad college. So here's the key area of time here. What time do you need to make sure you can get to mid-October and defend well and successfully? It really depends on the methodology you design. Some methodologies take a little longer, some are a little more expedited. It really depends. Some designs you may need to conduct over the summer, and then you can revise and write your chapters 4 and 5 in August and September and be ready to defend. Sometimes it's not as lengthy, but you really have to consider the timeline before mid-October and what you would need to get done so that you can make it to December, because once you defend, there's a block of time between October and November where you're going to revise based on your committee's feedback. But then there's also what the grad college would like you to revise before you walk across the stage in December. So being mindful of how this works up front, way early in the program, is really, really helpful. And we will help you design custom timelines for your own success this semester and beyond. So today we've taken a look at our backward map for success. how to get a committee, how to build a committee, how to dose out our credit hours, and then, of course, dissertation timelines for success. So if you have any questions regarding these logistics, let's get together in our one-on-one conference, and we'll answer those questions directly. Thank you.